Welcome back. Now, in the build-up to the general elections, there were fears that the ex-agitators in the Niger Delta were going to be reacting to the result of the elections in whatever way. Now, after the elections, there have been reports of maybe one or two kidnappings and a pipeline explosion in Delta State. Is it done by these people? Well, nobody knows, or no confirmation yet. But we have in the studio a representative of the National Coalition of Ex-Agitators speaking about the position of the General Israel Akpodoro National Coalition of Ex-Agitators in the aftermath of the elections won by the APC's candidate, General Muhammadu Buhari. The coalition is made up of ex-generals from the 6 states of the Niger Delta region, and they stand against any form of violence. They say they have refused to be goaded into hostilities under any guise whatsoever. But well, we have in the studio Mr. Sunday Onyewansa, who would help us explain more. He's a media consultant. Thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now,
okay.
the elections of the presidential elections and National Assembly elections have come and gone. What's the stand of the National Coalition of what is it about the National Coalition of Ex-Agitators?
The National Coalition of Ex-Agitators is an alliance of the generals, the commanders then. They came together to put up this group to stand against violence in any form in the Niger Delta. And apart from that, before the election, this was a group that adopted openly the candidature then of General Muhammadu Buhari. They adopted him. The group is led by General Israel Akpodoro. You know, they adopted him openly in solidarity to what they feel he will be able to do for them as a people and for Nigerians. So they see through him as that man who will be able to deliver services to them in the form of assuaging their feelings. So till tomorrow, they maintain that stance that peace must reign in Niger Delta. So if you ask me, I would describe them as apostles of peace in the region who do not want any trouble. Right now, what they do is they go from camp to camp, preaching peace and trying to harvest souls for GMB's incoming government. You know, that's what they do. So they are peace ambassadors now. They harvest soul for the APC and the president-elect. Thank you.
Okay, have they reacted to this latest story that we heard?
The story about the pipeline explosion in the Delta.
Since they know nothing about it, I think there's no need to react to it. And like Israel Akpodoro kept saying, he's saying that the only way they can react is to reach out to fellow ex-militants in the region to ensure that they change their orientation, you know, from that of violence to peace. You know, so that things like that will stop happening. You know, Niger Delta people are peace-loving people. They don't make trouble, except a few occasions where they react. And like the issues that brought about the Niger Delta struggle, they are still there. But now they are choosing to go it in the most peaceful manner, you know, and which was why, of course, they expressed themselves politically, using the political machineries to ensure that they get what they want. And how did they do that? They did that by adopting General Muhammadu Buhari, supporting him. And as God will have it, their choice of candidates won the election. So certainly what they do now is to ensure that they bring in their own input from the environment into the system, into the political system, to ensure they achieve what they desire. And they never intended, and they will never intend going in violently, but using the political apparatus to achieve what they want to achieve. That is what they stand for. That is what Akpodoro stand for.
Before the election, was this group doing this? Was this
yes. Long before the election. 6 weeks to the election, they openly adopted General Buhari, and they against all us. And then
but
you remember
how does that weigh against the threats that were coming from some other?
Yes, now, you know, there's no way they will get everybody in their fold. And apart from that, it was even most unfashionable then. 6 weeks to the election, it was most unfashionable then for somebody in the Niger Delta to talk Buhari. But these groups stuck out their necks.
I'm sure it still is, because most of the Niger Delta voted for the opposing party, the PDP.
But then APC still had its votes there from there. So perhaps it was these people's ambassadorial preachment that really brought about those votes you saw. For instance, in Delta State, I think the APC got 25% or so, you know. So they may have been able...
Delta?
In Delta.
No.
Okay.
1.2 million to 54,000.
54,000, okay. Even at that, that 54,000 votes may have been influenced by the activities of this peace-loving group. You understand, the coalition for ex-agitators in the region. You know, they have large followership in River State. They have in Bayelsa, they have in Delta, they have in Akwa Ibom, they have in Cross River, you know. So, and you know, it's a gradual process to actually change people's orientation from that of violence to, because no matter what it is, there are beneficiaries of violence in that region, you know. So it will take you time to actually get them out of that, of that mentality, to embrace the new reality. Now, the new reality is that of peace. And that is what Apodoro Group preaches. That is the reality. Peace and peace and peace again in Niger Delta.